It's been hyped as the comedy event of the year. And The Hangover 2 is certainly a very funny movie. But there haven't been too many laughs behind the scenes. You see, the cast and crew have been keeping a dreadful secret. Tonight, for the first time, you'll hear about the horrific accident that left Aussie stuntman Scott McLean fighting for his life. Scott's recovery is painfully slow, but he's a gutsy bloke. And with his leading lady by his side, he's determined to get that Hollywood happy ending.
What the hell?
It was the most anticipated sequel this year, and we flocked to see it.
You're gonna freak out, but it's gonna be okay.
The Hangover Part 2 turned out to be the most successful comedy opening in history, taking a staggering $400 million in just 2 weeks. But the countless fans who laughed along through this key action sequence were never told the dreadful truth about the stunt that went so terribly wrong and the lives it's left shattered.
Look out!
There must have been a point where you thought you'd lost him.
Everyone did. Everyone did. There was so much damage, so much damage. It was a mess.
It's the Peter Pan job, you never want to grow up.
I first met Scott McLean 2 years ago on the set of the TV drama Rescue Special Ops.
Let us know when you're rolling, Ash.
All the way down there.
All the way down there, the action continues on through to the door in the building.
Okay, all cameras set.
We'd set out to do a story on Australia's leading stunt performers. And back then, Scott was the ultimate action man.
Action.
He and his stuntwoman partner, Raylene Chapman, were the go-to team for on-screen mayhem. Scott, what's the degree of difficulty here?
What, out of 10?
Yeah.
To do it fast, 8.5, 9. I was once asked if I ever did a stunt where I thought I'd die. I wouldn't do it.
But what you think is a risk, what I think is a risk, are two different things.
Well, exactly right, and that's where, you spend your time training and rehearsing and taking the risk out of it as much as you can to go and complete the job you need.
As a stunt woman and a stunt man in a relationship, you're pretty fiery, wouldn't it?
Can be. We met together doing a stunt show about 11 or 12 years ago. And I was Tinkerbell and he was Captain Hook. And that's how...
So that's all right. If we go low, Brett.
It's a relationship forged through deep and mutual trust. Here, together on the set of Rescue, they're planning a 6-metre rooftop leap for Raylene.
The thing is with Raylene, she's very, very tough stunt girl and do it as good as the board. She's one of those.
We still do hurt. We're human beings. We do hurt when we have an accident.
2, 1, go.
Sometimes you do get hurt, but you have to get back up and you need the shot to work. So, we do it again and again.
I think we completely don't appreciate how much on the line these people put themselves every single day on Rescue, I know.
We're not going to let anything happen to you, Lara, okay?
Stars of Rescue, Gigi Edgley and Catherine Hicks, say Scott has been the Superman of the series.
It's high risk, you've always got on the back of a call sheet like a safety officer's description for the day, and on Rescue it'll be high risk, high risk, high risk, high risk, high risk, high risk.
Great day at the office.
So...
I can't believe this is happening again.
But then came an offer Scott and Raylene simply couldn't refuse. A gig on the hottest film of the year.
We're setting up for a stunt, and we were talking about how Scott had got the gig with Hangover, and we were all so excited. We're like, can you get us all this inside goss?
It was the week before Christmas. Scott and Raylene were in Bangkok with the Hangover crew. Scott was the lookalike stunt double for actor Ed Helms. And another Australian, Hayden Dalton from Queensland, was beside him, doubling for Zach Galifianakis.
In that part of the movie, we're getting chased by 2 Russian motorcyclists and they're trying to get their monkey back.
He's so strong!
The stunt had been carefully choreographed and precisely timed. These shots of Scott in the moments before the crash were actually used in the final cut of the film.
As we pulled out, just straight away all I could see was just headlights straight in front of us. And I knew straight away that we were going to crash. There was no way that we weren't going to have an accident. I just put my head straight down into my lap and closed my eyes.
In reality, what happened was a timing issue. When Scott's car came into that street, there was a truck that was supposed to be at the end of the road. Somehow, as they say in the stunt trade, it was out of position. So when Scott's driver swerved, there was a collision. And with Scott still half out of this back window, he bore the full brunt of that impact.
He had a huge big cut, I think, across the left-hand side of his head. And you could just see skull through his hairline, or at that stage I wasn't sure there was skull or brain for that matter.
Did you think at that stage he wasn't going to make it? He was dying?
I was 100% certain that was the last time I was ever going to see him alive. I was nearly certain he was going to die.
And then you had the awful job of telling Raylene what had happened.
And she was just frantic and a mess, and, you know, how do you tell someone that you think their partner's probably going to die?
Raylene rushed to the hospital. If the worst was to happen, she wanted to see Scott one last time. But with his life hanging in the balance, surgery had to be immediate.
So I had to hold back and let them work on him. And that was hard because I just wanted to see him, but deep down I knew every second was so vital.
Scott had suffered critical brain damage. Doctors couldn't say what the future held, but the one thing that gave them hope was Scott's peak physical condition.
I said, look, he's healthy. He's never drank in his life. He's never smoked. He's never touched drugs. He is very, very fit and healthy. And that's when Dr. Narasak just smiled at me and he said, I actually think we may have a shot here.
And Scott didn't let them down. Hello.
Hello.
Just a month after his accident, he was out of a coma and could be transferred to Sydney's RPA hospital. Do you remember me? Liam, 60 Minutes. Last time I saw you, you were running full tilt down a dam wall, Warrenora Dam. Do you remember that? He was far from the man I'd first met, but considering how closely he'd hovered to death, being alive was miracle enough. Good to see you, mate.
Lift. That's it. Lift your foot.
Scott had to relearn everything from scratch.
That's great. Keep going.
Even
like
talking
that.
and
Lifting.
walking, literally
Lift.
one step at a time.
Lift. No scuffing on the right. Lift.
I'm not crying, I've got dust in my eyes.
It's a long road back, so small victories mean a lot. You've gone from an eye flicker
Yeah,
to walking within
I know.
just over 2 months.
yeah.
Imagine what the next 2 months could bring.
I know. I know, it's pretty incredible. Pretty incredible. I mean, if he's doing this now, who knows? Who knows?
Just bring your right foot a bit closer out towards me.
He looks after me and it's my turn to look after him for a change, and it's, that's my mission. I'm going to get him back. Yeah, I'll get him back.
Raylene now spends every waking moment by Scott's side, so she can be there for every new achievement. 7 months on, his speech is slowly returning.
So I'm going to give you a word, and remember your goal is to try and get 7 words associated with that word. Any words related to movies, go.
Stuntman.
Good.
Premiere. Popcorn.
He can still improve, I have no doubt about it. And I see it every day, even if it's something little, even if it's just his speech is a little bit better one day, it's like, oh, that's a good day.
How do you usually feel when you're doing your job?
Exhilarated.
Yeah, fantastic. That's a great word.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, we're going to move on to something a little bit harder. So I want you to give me...
It's hard yakka, isn't it?
Yeah. Yep.
One of the problems, it's not like a disease where, you know, you can say, look, in 3 weeks' time or 4 weeks' time, he's going to be better.
It's forever. Yeah. But we've got him. Yeah.
I really do believe from the bottom of my heart that if anyone can go through this journey and deal with it, it's those two.
I saw him today at the rehabilitation centre, and Ray said, "Scott, show Kate how you can run." And his face just lit up and he ran down the hallway, you know, still a bit unsteady, but, you know, it does give you hope.
I'm that guy there. That one there.
That's you?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Oh, he's finished you off pretty well. Last week, Scott showed off his slowly returning long-term memory by taking me through some career highlights. This from The Matrix. And even Star Wars.
That was me.
You were fighting Ewan McGregor?
Yeah.
So that's you under the helmet?
Yeah.
And who could forget his high-energy performance in this TV commercial as a harassed bank advisor? Scott may never again be capable of such acrobatics, but he's not giving up on the film industry and hopes to return as a stunt coordinator.
I would never do what's been done to me, though. I would never ask a guy to do what has happened to me.
How soon do you want to get back to work?
As soon as I can.
It's been a long haul, mate.
Yeah.
There's no question human error was to blame for what happened to Scott. But he and Raylene aren't pointing fingers. At least, not yet.
I want everyone to have positive energy around Scott. I don't want anyone being nasty. Anyone blaming people, because the fact is it's done, we can't change it right now. Let's just, for now, look after Scott and be positive around him, and let's deal with all that at another time, because I just don't need it right now.
So far, the film's producers, Warner Brothers, are paying the hospital bills. But legal liability for the crash has yet to be decided. However, the Hangover actors have personally chipped in to pay for specially prepared organic meals, brain food for 6 months.
We've got such a great support network around you, haven't you?
Well, you're getting there, mate.
You're doing great.
Not long now, eh?
No, not long now.
Well, everyone loves you. You must be going pretty well.
Yeah.
You're doing something right.
I'm a nice guy.
You are, aren't you?
I'm nice to people.
You are.
Yeah.
And you're not shy to tell people you're nice.
No.
Hello, I'm Adam Hegarty. Thanks for watching 60 Minutes Australia. Subscribe to our channel now for brand new stories and exclusive clips every week. And don't miss out on our extra minute segments and full episodes of 60 Minutes on 9now.com.au and the 9Now app.